everyone, my name is Maddie McRoberts and I'm a Utah State dietetics student. Today I'm going to be doing a cooking demo showing you all the aspects of a fine dining meal and specifically an antipasto in a fine dining meal. So typically in an Italian meal they have an antipasto, an appetizer, which can be items like soup and salad are very common, as well as their main course and then a dessert. So specifically today, I'm going to be focusing on the antipasto portion of a fine dining Italian meal. So antipasto is typically the first portion of the meal. It is usually contains cured meats, cheeses, vegetables in oil, olives, typical items like that. It's very similar to a charcuterie board, although antipasto usually is a little bit more savory than a charcuterie board and does not combine some of the sweet flavors that a charcuterie board combines. Today for our antipasto, we're going to be making a prosciutto, tomato, and olive bruschetta. So first we want to gather our ingredients for this antipasto. So the first ingredient we want is chopped olives. So I've already pre-bought chopped olives, but you can also buy just black pitted olives and chop them yourselves. The next ingredient is olive oil. Next we are going to have basil. It can be either fresh or dried basil, and I chose dried basil in this case. Next is going to be 2 garlic cloves. And we will have some cherry tomatoes, and then as well as our prosciutto and a baguette. So the first step in creating our bruschetta is going to be cutting up our baguette. As you can see here, I've already cut up our baguette. So we're gonna wanna take however many pieces you want. So I'm gonna do 4 for this demo and line them on a baking sheet. I like to line my baking sheet with a silicone baking mat just to ensure nothing sticks. You also can spray your pan with cooking spray, or you don't really need to worry about it. So we're gonna stick these in the oven at 400 degrees. And we're going to let those sit for about 8 minutes until they're crispy. While the bread is baking in the oven, we're gonna be focusing on our other ingredients now and preparing them. So the first thing I want to prepare are my garlic cloves. So I have 2 garlic cloves. One I already went ahead and peeled, and the other one I wanted to demonstrate the best way that I have found to peel garlic. So you're gonna take your garlic that still has its peel on it, take your chef's knife, you're gonna place the chef's knife over the garlic and your hand on the chef's knife, but you're gonna be cautious that you are not placing your hand anywhere near the blade. You're gonna take your palm and press down on the garlic and hear it crack. This will crack the skin off a little bit so that it's easier to peel. So as you can see, it just peels so nice and easy now. Just like that. I'm gonna put my peel over there. I'm gonna start by cutting the ends off of my garlic. Next, I'm gonna cut my garlic into strips. Then I'm gonna turn it and do it the opposite direction. Being careful of our fingers. You're gonna take your garlic off the blade, put it in a pile, and then we're gonna do a rocking back and forth motion to mince the garlic. Mince it to whatever consistency you like it at. If you like a little bit more chunks, you can mince it a little bit less. Occasionally you might want to push it off the blade so that you're getting every piece and just continuing that rocking back and forth motion. So that clove is about how I like it. So now I'm gonna grab my other clove that I've already cut. I'm gonna cut the ends off as well. Then I'm just gonna do the same thing. Cut some lines, turn it, cut them the other direction. This creates those small cuts, and then you're gonna just do your rocking back and forth motion to mince it. Again, to whatever consistency you like it. So I'm just gonna mince this for just a second to get it to the right consistency and size. All right, so I'm thinking that's a good size for me, so I'm gonna take the garlic and put it back in my bowl for later. When you're wiping off your knife, be careful of your blade. You definitely don't want to cut your hands. So next I'm going to go with my cherry tomatoes. Our tomatoes we want cut into fourths. Since these are so small, I want to focus on using my paring knife rather than my chef's knife. I'm going to cut in the middle and then turn and cut in the middle again. You want to try and create precise cuts to make your tomatoes a little bit more appealing, make it a little bit more symmetrical, but if you can't as well, that's okay. Just focusing on making it look nice because we want to make it fine dining. So I'm just going to continue to cut these. If you want your tomatoes a little bit smaller, you can do some smaller chunks, whatever size works best for you. I like it in fours, but whatever is more appealing to you. So you're just going to continue to cut these in fours. Just going to cut a few more. Okay, so next we have our olives. Like I said earlier, I had bought pre-cut olives, which you can buy at the store. If not, buy some black pitted olives, and you're just going to do the same thing, mincing them, chopping them to the size that you think would be best for you. So now that we have all of our ingredients, it's time that we can start combining them. So we're going to include all of these ingredients. So I'm going to put my olives in the bowl, in a medium-sized bowl. Put my olive oil. And put my basil. My garlic. And then my tomatoes. Now you're going to want to mix this all up so it's nice and combined. And then you're going to let it sit for 15 minutes to let it sit there and get juicy. And don't forget to pull your bread out. I think it's about time. While that's marinating, I wanted to go over a little bit of a price breakdown for you so that you know exactly how much this antipasto costs. So total in ingredients cost me $12. And it made about 24 slices. So that's 50 cents a slice. So really we are fine dining on a fine budget. We want to be focusing on that so that you can get the most out of your budget. As well, that I had a lot of ingredients left over, so it may even make more for less money. The recipe also for this is included in the link to this video, so make sure you check that out. Now that it's been 15 minutes waiting for this to marinate, and we've gotten our bread out of the oven, it's time to assemble. So we're first going to take our prosciutto, and I have put it into 2 pieces onto the bread. Next is time for our mixture. So I have some tongs, and I'm just going to scoop as much as I want onto the mixture. To make it look a little bit more vibrant, make sure you include a lot of tomatoes. That will just give it some nice vibrant color. If you spill, it's okay, we'll clean up the plate. So yeah, I'm just gonna add a few more tomatoes, make it look nice and vibrant. We also want our plate to look nice. So as you can see, I've assembled the other ones here, just in kind of a little formation so that it looks nice when you are ready to serve it. So a trick that I found is if you take a paper towel, if you spill anywhere on the plate, you don't want your spills on the plate, especially if you're trying to impress someone with your cooking. So if you just take your paper towel and wipe your plate off anywhere you've spilt, and it's as good as new, and it looks great. And now we're ready to eat, so bon appetit.